So, hello and welcome. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the Rutherford criteria. And before coming to that, why we use Rutherford criteria and for what, let's have a brief discussion on stability. What is stability? So, here is a simple example to understand stability in a very simple manner. We have given the two inputs, bounded inputs in the two system. The transfer function for both the systems are given in the block diagram. You can see over here. This is the input and this is the output we are getting in both the conditions. And the output, uh, you can see that the coming in the first transfer function for the first system and for the second system is shown over here. Okay, and you can see that in this system, in the first system, we have the output which is under damped condition, and after some time it is getting stable with a minute error, which we have also discussed in the last few lectures. Whereas if you consider this system, the second one, you can see that it is the output is simply unbounded, or from this line the amplitude is increasing continuously. Okay, means it is becoming unstable continuously. So this system which is getting is coming in the steady state condition at the last is simply referred as the stable system. This system is considered as a stable system. Okay, whereas the second system, you can see that we are not getting nearby to the steady state condition. Okay, and but the oscillations are keeping on going on increasing. So this system is considered simply as unstable system. Okay, so these are the simple stability. Okay, so now let's discuss stability in terms of characteristic equation. So we have discussed about the stability. Now, one more thing in that is, if you are going to come in stability in terms of characteristic equation, that first of all, stability analysis requires a qualitative assessment. Okay, and that is a system characteristic equation. There is one characteristic equation we have already discussed about characteristics equation. Okay, which you must be remembered that it was the denominator of the transfer function in second order differential equation. Okay, that is simply the characteristic equation, which was as square plus 2 zeta omega n square s plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square equals to 0. This was the characteristic equation of the second order transfer function. Okay, so that if the system characteristic equation or the transfer function of the system is given, then without obtaining a direct time solution of characteristic equation, how one can say whether the system is stable or unstable? So this in this way we are moving in the Rutherford's criteria. Okay, so first of all, definition of the stability we have already discussed about that. Definition of stability. Okay, definition of stability simply which we have discussed earlier, that the oscillations are damp out in the last. So in this one, this system, this is the stable system and the oscillations are increasing. So this is not the stable system, this is the unstable system. Okay, so in stability there are two stabilities, and absolute and relative stability. Okay, absolute and relative stability. So the term absolute is used in relation to qualitative analysis of stability. In which? Qualitative analysis. Okay, qualitative analysis. And the term relative stability is used in relation to comparative analysis of stability. Okay, this is used in comparative analysis. Comparative analysis. Okay, so this is the difference between them. Absolute stability is used for qualitative analysis and relative stability is used for comparative analysis. Okay, so the absolute stability can be determined from the location of the roots of the characteristic equation. From where we can determine it? Roots of characteristic equation. Okay, we can easily determine the absolute stability by determining the roots of the characteristic equation in S-plane. Okay, in S-plane. Whereas maximum overshoot, maximum overshoot, maximum overshoot we have discussed in last lectures. Damping ratio, damping ratio simply, you know that we have already discussed it. Damping ratio, which I described earlier, and few more things we will discuss later on. Gain margin, okay, gain margin, phase margin, okay. These are the terms we will discuss later on. They will these are the things which are helpful to measure the relative stability. Okay, later on we will discuss all these things. So first of all, we have to discuss only about the absolute stability over here. Okay, which depends upon simply the roots of the characteristic and how they are depends on the roots of the characteristic. Let's discuss this. We have three conditions. First is this one, that if your oscillations are damping out like this, they are just going to decrease. Okay, this one. So if your system oscillations are damping out in the S plane, okay, this is simply your CT, the output. Okay, T is given over here. So if this is the condition, your oscillations are damping out, this means that in a S plane, this is the imaginary part, okay, imaginary line, and this is the real line, we all know that. Okay, your roots are lying over here on the left hand side, on the left hand side of the S plane. Okay, this is the positive real part, this is the negative real part. Okay, so if we have the roots on the negative real part of the graph, then your system is said to be a stable condition. Okay, next condition, if our system oscillations are not damping out but they are like this, okay, they are like this, so we can say that our system is, the roots should lie on this line, on the imaginary line. Okay, imagine this is the imaginary line and this is the real line. So this is the positive real, this is negative real, this is the positive imaginary, this is negative imaginary. So our roots are lying on this plane, on this line, okay, on the margin, you can say. So this system whose roots are lying on the margin, then this system is said to be marginally stable. Okay, what? Marginally stable. And the third condition is simply, we have told you earlier, that the oscillations are increasing. Okay, they are increasing continuously. So if the oscillations are increasing, then you can say that if we have a S plane in which we have this imaginary line, positive imaginary, negative imaginary, okay, and this is positive real and this is negative real part of the S plane. So our roots are lying on positive real part of the S plane. So what does this show? This show that our oscillations are increasing. So the time response simply shows that in this, when our roots are lying on the positive real part of the S plane, then this system is simply your unstable system. Okay, so three conditions we have considered. This is when our roots are lying on the left hand side, means on the negative half of the S plane, means your the roots have negative real part. Okay, then system is stable. We have the system in which our roots are lying on the imaginary line, we have marginally stable. Okay, and if our roots real part is positive and the roots are lying on the right hand side of that S plane, then our system oscillations are continuously increasing and that system is simply your unstable system. Okay, so the characteristic equation, simply we also have of any system, generally if any system is given, that 1 plus GS and HS is equals to 0. Okay, this is the characteristic equation of any system. Can be explained, so we can express this in a polynomial form. The general, in general, a naught s to the power n plus a1 as n minus 1 plus a2 as n minus 2 and so on plus an equals to 0. Okay, so only the sign of the real part of the roots of the polynomial is to be ascertained, which in turn indicates absolute stability. We have already discussed that. Only the sign of the real part of the roots will show the tell us whether the system is stable or unstable. Okay, let's consider one by one. If we have a system which is first order system, okay, first order system. First order system is simply we can say that the first order characteristic equation should be like a naught s plus a1. Okay, this one. This is the simply polynomial. Okay, should be the root of this equation? The root of this equation should be s is equals to minus a1 upon a naught. This is so simple. Next, when we are going to consider now next should be the second order system. In the second order system, let us consider the second order characteristic equation as a naught s square plus a1 s plus a2 is equals to 0. This should be the second order system. So the roots of this equation should be s1 and s2. If the roots comes out to be, we all simply know that minus a plus minus under root of that will b square minus 4ac. Okay, so b is simply your a1 over here, a square minus 4 a naught into a2 divided by 2 into a naught. Okay, so this, so it is observed that for the real parts of both the roots to be negative, a real part of both the roots, and so we have the second order equation. So in this order second order equation we have two roots. जब सेकंड ऑर्डर सिस्टम होता है तो उसके दो रूट्स होते हैं. दैट इज सो सिंपल. सेकंड क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन आप जानते हैं, उसमें उसके दो रूट्स होंगे अगर सेकंड ऑर्डर सिस्टम है. सो इफ द रियल पार्ट ऑफ बोथ द रूट्स इज टू बी नेगेटिव, द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ, अगर उसको नेगेटिव होना है तो द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ a naught, a1 and a2 should be either positive or of same sign. Should be either positive or of same sign. All right, this is thus if all the coefficients of the first order or the second order polynomial are either positive or of the same sign, then it is conducted, then it is simply concluded that the roots of the polynomial does not have a positive real part, and the control system whose characteristic equation is expressed by such a polynomial is stable. Okay, I think you easily understand this. You understand this. अगर कोई भी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इक्वेशन है उसके या तो सारे कोफिशिएंट्स पॉजिटिव हों या फिर सब सेम साइन के हों, ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, उसका जो रूट्स निकल कर आएंगे उस पॉलिनोमियल के, दे डज नॉट हैव अ पॉजिटिव रियल पार्ट. उसका पॉजिटिव रियल पार्ट नहीं होगा बट नेगेटिव रियल पार्ट होगा. ओके, then your system is simply a stable system. Okay, just if we have a third order system, like suppose let us consider third order system as s cube plus s square plus 5s plus 125 is equals to 0. Okay, this is the system. So just factorize this equation. S plus 5 comes out to be s square minus 4s plus 25 equals to 0. Okay, इसका एक रूट हो गया s1 is equals to minus 5. बाकी रूट्स if you are going to calculate, then s2 and s3 comes out to be plus 2 plus minus j 4.5. मीन्स इसका जो रियल पार्ट है वो पॉजिटिव है. So if real part of any root of the polynomial is positive, then your system is simply unstable. Okay, so this system is unstable. And let us consider one more equation over here, one more polynomial like s cube plus 4s square plus 6s plus 4. This is the third order system. Okay, let's factorize this. S plus 2 s square plus 2s plus 2 is equals to 0. Okay, what is s1? फर्स्ट रूट शुड बी, पहला रूट आपका -2 आ गया, दूसरे रूट्स जो होंगे s2 और s3 आपका आ गया -1 प्लस माइनस j1 नेगेटिव. So the real part is negative over here. Okay, and this is already negative. So if the real part of the roots of the polynomial is negative, then your system is stable. So this system is stable, whose characteristic equation is this one, and this system is unstable, whose characteristic equation is this one. Okay, this is simply we want to explain over here. Now फॉर डिटरमाइन स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ हायर ऑर्डर, अब ये तो आपका सिंपली थर्ड ऑर्डर तक हो गया, बट इफ़ यू आर गोइंग टू कंसिडर फॉर द हायर ऑर्डर सिस्टम, देन हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डू दिस, those are sufficient conditions for the needed, then this sufficient condition is given by Hurwitz determinant. Okay, Hurwitz determinant we are going to determine. And what is Hurwitz determinant? Simply Hurwitz determinant. So simply consider this equation which we have already written, a naught s n, the means n order equation, general equation, s n minus 1 plus a2 s n minus 2 plus so on. Okay, so for the roots of nth order polynomial to have only negative real parts, ठीक है, अगर खाली negative real parts होना चाहिए, just write down these things. For the roots of nth order polynomial, this is the nth order polynomial. Okay, to have only negative real part, because we need a negative real part for the system to be stable, only negative real parts, that is all roots to lie on the left half of S plane. That means simple, which we have told you earlier. So it is required that the polynomials Hurwitz determinant D, okay, D K, where K is what? K is equals to 1 2 3 and so on up to n. This should be greater than 0, be greater than 0. Okay, Hurwitz determinant क्या होता है? Hurwitz determinant is simply given by d1 is equals to a1, this should be written 0. Okay, a1 you can see from the equation given above. d2 for the second order determinant system, if you are going to consider, then the determinant Hurwitz determinant can be calculated as a1 a3. Okay, means odd numbers are there, a2 sorry a naught is there, a naught a2. This is a second order determinant. If you are going to consider the n order, then what? You should start from a1 a3 a5 a2 n minus 1, a naught a2 a4 2n minus 2 0 0 0. After it a3 a2 a1 must be there. Okay, then 0 a5 a4 a3 a2 a1 then 0. Okay, likewise this, and if you're going to degree, it will come up to an. This is the n order determinant and it should be greater than 0. But this is not easy to calculate the n order determinant, as you can see that if the order is going to increase, then it's very difficult. To simplify this and to overcome this problem, we are going to consider the Routh-Hurwitz criteria. Okay, यहाँ पर डिटर्मिनेंट इसमें निकालना आप देख रहे हैं कि टू डिटरमाइन दिस डिटर्मिनेंट फॉर द एन पॉलिनॉमल्स इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट। तो हायर ऑर्डर पॉलिनॉमियल्स के लिए अगर हमें स्टेबिलिटी कंडीशन निकालनी है तो उसके लिए वी हैव वन क्राइटेरिया विच इज सिंपली कॉल्ड एज Roth-Hurwitz criteria, which we have talked about in the beginning. So for that, what we need to do, let us see. So in order to determine the existence of roots having positive real part, okay, positive real part for a polynomial equation. So polynomial equation is simply a naught as n plus a1 as n minus 1 plus an as n minus 2, okay, and so on up to an, okay, equals to 0. So this is the polynomial equation. So let's consider two rows, okay, consisting of alternate coefficients. First row we have considered for a0, a2, a4, a6, okay, even number coefficients, okay. Second row a1, a3, a5, a7, and so on, okay. And suppose we have considered sixth order polynomial, okay. So if we are going to consider sixth order polynomial, then there must be s6, s5, s4, s3, s2, s1, and s0 must be there, okay. So first we will consider it like this. We will form an array, and how this array will form? In the first column, first row, what we will put? A0, a1, sorry, or not a1, this must be 2, a2, a4, a6, like this, okay. a6 must be there क्योंकि आपका ये सिक्स ऑर्डर पॉलिनोमियल है, तो इसमें a6 must be the maximum coefficient, okay. Then in the second row means the s5, a1, a3, a4, sorry, a5, 1 3 5, and this must be 0, okay. Then s4, this must be b1, b3, b5, 0. Then this must be c1, c3, 0, 0. This must be d1, d3, 0, 0. Here e1, 0, 0, 0. Here f1, 0, 0, 0. So this is the array which is being formed. Now you must be confused. We have a1, a2, a3, a4, a5, a6. These are the coefficients of the polynomial. What are b1, b3? Okay, c1, c3, d1, d3. So we will write over here. B1 is simply, here is, just consider this over here for b1, a1 into a2 minus a0 into a3 divided by a1. This is b1, okay. What is b3? b3 is simply, we will consider this and this. How? a1 a4 minus a0 a5 divided by a1, okay. And what is b5? b5 is simply a1 a6 minus a0 into 0 divided by a1, which is equals to a6, okay. So these are the value of b1, b3, and b5. Likewise, what is c1? c1 is what? c1 is simply, you can see that c1 over here. c1 is simply what? b1 into a3 minus a1 into b3 divided by b1, okay. What is c3? c3 is simply, sorry, c3 you can calculate similarly as we have considered b3, okay. We are just going to write down how we will calculate d1 over here. d1 over here should be what? c1 into b3 and b1 into c3, okay. C1 into B3 minus B1 into C3 divided by what? C1. Okay, so this is the simple way. इस तरह से हम लोग ये सारे वैल्यूज जो होंगे इस एरे के कैलकुलेट कर लेंगे. Okay, now what is the main rule which we need to follow to see that whether the system is stable or the system is unstable is simply this, that so the condition over here is simply this, that the number of changes of sign, this is the first, you can see this is the first column. Okay, so in this column what we need to see the number of changes of sign in the first column elements of Routh array gives the number of positive real part roots of the polynomial. Okay, if there is a sign change, अगर sign change हो रहा है, it will give a positive real part roots. Okay, therefore for a stable system there should be no change of sign. अगर इस सिस्टम को स्टेबल बनाना है, मीन्स अगर ये सिस्टम आपका स्टेबल होगा तो आपका इस रो के इस कॉलम के अंदर कोई भी साइन चेंज नहीं होगा. ओके, इफ द साइन इज चेंजिंग देन इट मस्ट हैव पॉजिटिव रियल पार्ट ऑफ द रूट, which means the system is unstable. So while applying Routh-Hurwitz criteria, it is impressive that no power of S in the characteristic equation is absent. So you must understand it. So this is the simple procedure. Okay, इस simple procedure से आप इसको बहुत आसानी से कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं कि ये आपका स्टेबल है कंडीशन सिस्टम या नहीं है. Okay, let us take one or two examples. Example number one, very simple example we are going to take over here. We have suppose third order equation S3 plus 4.5 S square plus 3.5 S plus 1.5 is equals to 0. This is the third order equation. S3, S2, S1, S0. Okay, S3 is there. Okay, A0 coefficient A0 1, then coefficient 3.5. Okay, S2 is there, this A1, then 1.5. Okay, then there must be what was there? C or B must be there. So B कैसे आएगा आपका? B must be what? This must be B1. B1 is this into this into this divided by this. Okay, ये क्या आएगा आपका? 4.5 into 3.5. okay, minus 1 into 1.5 divided by 4.5. okay, it will give you what? 3.16. next will be 0. okay, then C1 will also be this into this, means 3.16 जो है आपका वो इससे मल्टीप्लाई होगा, ये आपका 0 से मल्टीप्लाई होगा, डिवाइड बाई 3.16. ओके, मीन्स 3.16 इंटू 1.5 माइनस 4.5 इंटू 0 डिवाइडेड बाई 3.16. दिस इज 1.5. ओके, ये आपका 1.5 आ गया. तो अब आपको ये जो निकल कर आया है ये कॉलम, इसमें आप देख रहे हैं देयर इज़ नो साइन चेंज. ओके, जब साइन चेंज इसमें नहीं हो रहा है तो ये सिस्टम आपका स्टेबल हुआ. इसी तरीके से अगर यहाँ पर साइन चेंज हो रहा होता, मतलब ये पॉजिटिव आ रहा होता, ये सब पॉजिटिव आ रहा है, एक बीच में नेगेटिव आ जाता, फिर पॉजिटिव आ जाता, तो साइन चेंजेस अगर हो रहे होते तो साइन चेंजेस मीन्स दैट मच नंबर ऑफ रियल positive sorry the real part of those roots is positive, so that system is unstable. Okay, so this is very easy to determine whether the system is stable or unstable by using the Routh-Hurwitz criteria. So that's all about in this lecture. Thanks a lot.